This call is now being recorded.
All right, welcome back to the Prof G and Shively Next Play podcast, episode 6 of season 2, coming to you virtually, although you can't see it. Matt standing in the back of a kitchen somewhere on Google Meet, and we're going to doing this the interesting way. When you can't meet up because of your schedules, you got to improvise, right?
That's it. It's what you do. You do what you got to do. That is the Prof G and Shively way.
Exactly, but we wanted to make sure to bring something to you this week. There's a lot of cool action this last few days, so definitely didn't want to just skip it, so we made it work this way, and hopefully it comes out the way we're hoping here. So Matt, had a lot of cool stuff happen this last week. Would you say there was a couple major highlights?
There were. We had a lot going on. We've had to divide and conquer a little bit with the schedule, and so we've got 2 recording setups now, which is pretty exciting. So we had games going simultaneously for the first time in our history. And yeah, we're going to have that perhaps happen also on Friday. It depends on how long the baseball game goes. But we're definitely dividing and conquering the rest of this week as well.
Yeah, it was really busy starting last week with we did a doubleheader baseball at our temporary home stadium in Nozomi Park down there in Chandler. That was exciting. Beautiful day for baseball.
It was fun to call the doubleheader there, and yeah, kind of settle in with what we're going to call home games. And then it feels like hours later, the next day we showed up and had some sand volleyball and a basketball game. And
while the men's baseball team was still playing, just not being broadcast that day from us.
Not just being broadcast. I've got a little update on that one for us, so that's good.
And soccer that day too. Man, that was a busy day.
Ladies soccer at GCU club, and then men's soccer played NAU club on Saturday, I believe, when we were doing our thing.
I had one of the players ask if we were going to record them, and I said, unfortunately, we can only do the in-season. As much as we love spring soccer, we have so many games just with the in-season sports, we can't get out to the soccer ones, but just to touch on it real quick, men's soccer did come away with a 3-0 victory over NAU club. You can check out some highlights on their Instagram page if you want to. As Matt says, it looks like somebody in a hot air balloon shot that video for him. So
yeah, that was nice of that guy from the hot air balloon to film for us. We appreciate that. Now that was probably a drone footage way up high above the trees, so that we appreciate that.
I was going to say, how do we contract the hot air balloon guy to get our next sand volleyball or baseball?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we have to ask some questions of Coach Levi there.
Camera two? Yeah, no. So, yeah, and then back into the action this week. You've already called a game on your own, and then I'll be calling a couple solo basketball games this week, and then you're doing another doubleheader baseball on your own. So dividing and conquering is the way to do it this last week.
That is, and we're happy to do it, of course, and cover as much as we possibly can. Definitely apologies to the games that we don't get out there for. We do our best, and we try to highlight even the ones we can't make it to here on the pod. So that's a goal here today as well, is talk about all of them.
Oh, Matt's getting comfortable. It's now the pod. It's not just the podcast. You got that newfangled jargon that you're using now.
I think after how many episodes? I think we're allowed to go to the abbrev.
We got to be over. Are we over 20 now? Because we did like 14, I think, last time. Maybe not.
I was trying to think of how many our first season had. We're on 6 of season 2, so we got to be.
Yeah, we got to be close, if not over.
So. Yeah, in the teens for sure.
Yep. Well, where do you want to start, Matt, with all that fun stuff to talk about? You want to start at the beginning and start with baseball?
Yeah, we could do that. Let's start with baseball. So we got to call the doubleheader on Friday. Before that, there was a game Thursday at ACU. ACU is really good.
Yeah, they are.
So I believe they're ranked in NAIA baseball, and they're really good at basketball too. ACU has a really good sports program over there. But anyway, their baseball team, a lot to a little. Can we call it that? A lot to none? How do we want to talk about it? Anyway,
we can call it a lot to a little. Sure, that was
highlights.
Let's just say, a lot to none. Let's do that.
Yeah, highlights. The Justice got a hit. End of list. But Friday was way different. I think they only had one.
They had 2 according to the score sheet. I'm looking at the box score on Arizona Christian's website right now.
Yeah, they may have adjusted an error to a hit later. Maybe they had 2. I don't know. I quit watching.
2 errors, 2 hits is what I'm seeing.
Okay. Well, so anyway, they turned the page fast though, because they got to play the University of the Southwest. And that's what we got to watch the doubleheader of. And they took both ends of that doubleheader. So the first game, you have the scores on there?
Pretty good score. It was first game was 11. No, I'm sorry. First game was 7-6, if I remember correctly, because that was the one that was 8-7. 8-7.
I think the second game was the.
They almost let that one go a little bit toward the end in the second game. Or was that the first game? We're getting back to. There's so many sports this week that we're like backwards here.
I know. I think it was the first.
Let's just say there was a 1-run. There was a 1-run win,
and 11,
and then there was like a 4-run win.
Yeah.
3-run win on the other one.
Sloan Robertson got the save in the one game, and we had Dallin Stokes had the win in relief, and it is
okay. So it was
indeed all blending together a little bit.
February 6th. They're only okay.
There was just one. There was just one game.
Header.
We are on something. They had one game. We called that game.
We called the doubleheader when it was at AAG.
Yes. We called one game. Oh my gosh.
Professionals here, guy. That's what this is.
It was 11-8. Robertson got the save. And the win went to Dallin Stokes. Mark Graham got the start in kind of a bullpen game. Johnny Allstaff is what Coach Zach said. And then in the next game, we didn't get to call it, but it was down at ACU, also against University of the Southwest. That one was 8-7. That was closed out by Hayden Stark. He got the save. And I believe Jaden Valenzuela got the start in that one. And I hear Trey Williams hit a heat-seeking laser to center that's still going up in the air as far as
nice little dinger number 2, right, on the season. That's
dinger number 2 on the season. I heard 438 and kind of over the left of the batter's eye, and it was just on a line. And so that was huge. So 8-7 was the victory in that one.
Jaden told me this week that he had a little bit of a struggle there, and I think he said the 5th inning. He allowed 5 runs that inning, the 3rd inning, and then he got back out of it and still pitched 6 innings. So he recovered well, and they were able to secure the victory. But a 2-game win over the University of Southwest, which is an NAIA school, right?
Right.
And so was it NAIA or are they D3? They're NAIA, right?
I believe they are. They're NAIA. So that means 4 out of 6 is now their current week, so to speak. 4 out of 6. And they have the doubleheader on Friday against La Sierra University, which I believe is in Orange County. And so they will be coming out.
We have to beg forgiveness from baseball and Coach Zach for that flub of all those games. But we want to acknowledge 4 and 6, according to Jaden, currently first in the conference as well. And that was a couple days ago, so that might have changed if there's been other games. And
that's 4 and 2 in their last 6. So they started out 0 and 4, and they're up to 4 and 6. So that's good.
Yep, absolutely. The La Sierra University Eagles is who they're playing this week, and it looks like they are 6-1, so they are playing well. And they're in our conference, I believe, because they play teams like Cal Miramar and Bethesda and Nobel. Westcliff, Benedictine, people we play, so they got to be in our conference, I imagine.
Right.
But they're actually playing 3 games, one Thursday evening and then a doubleheader on Friday.
Yeah, so we'll get to see the second and third games of the set. And so, they're playing Thursday as well. We won't get to call that one, but that will be going on. So I'm sure we'll talk about that game on the air on Friday.
Let me just throw this in there just for kicks and giggles. They have, just to set you up for Friday maybe, they've scored in their last 7 games, they've scored 10 runs, 4 runs, 9 runs, 17 runs, 20 runs, and 8 runs. So we might have a little bit of a barn burner on Friday because our guys like to put up some runs too. I'm hoping it's a good game and not a lopsided victory either way. I enjoy a good baseball game. So
yeah, absolutely. So we'll see. I mean, we don't know the caliber of the teams they've played up to this point, so that can sometimes be a little bit deceptive. But obviously, you gotta get out there, you gotta play, and it starts with the starting pitching and getting on base, getting over, getting in, and doing those things.
Yep.
Again, only 2 home runs on the season so far, both by Trey Williams, and we'll see if they can add to that total. But really, it's not just about home runs; it's about scoring runs and shutting down the other team.
Yeah. Well, if you want to get some, we got some post game thoughts from the guys last week, and we posted a few of those on our Instagram. So if you want to check out some interviews with Dallin and Coach Zach, and I think it was Caleb. No, who else was it? Caden Rendell. So those are on our Instagram. So if you're not already following us there, check it out. But yeah, big week for baseball coming up. Prove yourself kind of weekend in the conference, and we wish them well. Sam Volleyball, let's turn our attention there. First ever home match held at Justice, at what I'm trying to lovingly nickname the Pool House. You know how they have the different field houses have their nicknames, right. And the Suns used to have the old Madhouse on McDowell, so I'm trying to let's call this the Pool House because the courts are right on the pool there.
Absolutely.
We won't mention the exact results, but they were playing Ottawa, who again, not to make excuses, was number 1 in the nation last year in all of NAIA. So tough matchup for the ladies. I believe Braden and
Lana,
butcher this now. Lana took one set, and the rest of the ladies didn't take any other sets that day. But it was fun nonetheless to watch action happening on the courts at Justice with the bright green nets. And if you haven't checked that out, check it out on our YouTube channel. Also, third match that we covered. We were joined by Zoe Pepper from the squad, and she spent a lot of time educating me on some of the new things about sand volleyball that I didn't realize were different from indoor. So a lot of good information on that broadcast if you haven't checked it out too, just to learn about the sport.
Definitely, that's great.
Now let's jump into men's basketball.
Let's do it.
Our broadcast started on Saturday. You got to call that game, and I believe that was Bethesda, if I'm not mistaken.
It's Bethesda. That will be fourth known as the Marshall Curley game. Marshall Curley
again on our Instagram channel, but go ahead and tell them what happened.
Yeah, he just was unconscious. He was just so hot from 3. He started, I believe, 5 of 6, ended up 7 of 13 from 3-point, 27 points. He tied a Justice University record, 7 threes in a game. They wanted him to get that individual record. They put him back out there late to give him a couple other shots. He was 7 of 10 at one point, so he missed his last 3 shots to try to get over the hump there, but he did get to 27 points, added a steal and a dunk, which was great. And so
he had a great game. That off. Yep.
Yeah, Walker had 20, I think 22 maybe, and they definitely took cruise control of that game. Again, good defense. They scored well over 100 points in that one, which was good to see. And then they were back out there on Tuesday, and this one was tough. They played Ottawa. Now Ottawa handed them a 96-67 or 69 loss just a few weeks ago in Surprise. And so they got to take it to their crosstown rivals. And it was a great game. I mean, I think Ottawa got up by as many as 7 in the first half, and the Lions roared back, including a monstrous dunk that was actually called a charge. But as much as by Walker, as much as that was sad that it wasn't a dunk, it was a momentum shifter. It really was. If you kind of watched that, they were down at that point, and they kind of from then on they started to claw back into the game. Ray King hit a 3 at the halftime buzzer and sent them into the break, I believe, up 6. And then they kind of got that lead out to double digits, 10, 11, something like that, up, I think, as high as 16 or 17. It kind of hung around 8 to 10 the rest of the game. And they wound up winning by 11. Raekwon King had 22 in that one. And Curly hit 3 threes in that one. Trying to think who all contributed.
Man, what a slacker! What a slacker! Only hitting 3 that game.
I know that game, the game from Saturday where Curly hit the 7 threes. They had 9 threes as a team at the half, which they don't shoot that many threes as a team, really.
Mm-hmm.
And so I believe they finished with something like 12 or 13 threes in that game. Didn't hit as many threes Tuesday night, but they did hit them when they counted. Frager hit 1, Curly hit 3, Ray hit a couple. And so they did a kind of their big lineup, which we haven't seen a lot, where they had Kazi and Moses Demolic in the game at the same time. That's about as big as they get. And so it was good to see BJ Letcher adjusting a little bit to the size of the Ottawa Spirit there. But we got 2 more matches. Or 2 more matches. What game? What sport is this? 2 more games to talk about this weekend for basketball. You got
so we also know that it's 8:00 at night right now that we're trying to do this podcast, and our brains are a little bit fried from the day. But yeah. So first of all, great job telling those 2 games. I was entertained listening to them. And then the ones, if you go to the social media and you check them out, you'll see some fantastic calls from Mr. Shively, the splashdown and the JD Walker dunk that we won't talk about the charge because the dunk was so amazing.
Yeah. We can leave it at that. That was the dunk.
Thursday night, we'll be back out there again, 7:00 at the Paul Chin Chen Court. And they are playing Bethesda once again. They're back in town. I'm not sure if they've been here all week or if I think they have been here all week. I don't know if they went home or if they came back or what, because
they probably played Nelson once or twice. Yeah. A lot of times those California teams will come out, they'll play us and Nelson in the same trip.
Yeah, but they're playing Nelson right now as we speak tonight.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying they were here Friday, Saturday, and then they're back again Wednesday. So it seems like maybe they just stayed here. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But they actually lost to Nelson on Friday before they played us by 50, and they're losing at halftime right now by 30. So Bethesda's going to come in angry and hungry on Thursday. You don't usually like to get those teams when they're coming off of a beatdown. So definitely don't look past them. But then you go look at Nelson, who currently sits at 15-10 on the season, but they're only 6-6 away from home. So perhaps the Lions Den will make the difference. Students get out there and come check it out.
That's the last time I looked, they were ranked number 4 in NCCAA. Nelson was.
Okay, I haven't looked at the NCCAA ratings, but I'm just looking at their record. They're 9-2 at home, 6-6 away. But I will tell you that the one loss that Justice has in the conference is to Nelson.
Yes.
And since that game, they've had 10 games, and they are 9-1 in their last 10. So they're on a hot streak. But Justice has a great record also since that game against them. So it should be a marquee matchup for everybody on Friday night, 7:00. So get out there and check it out. If you're not local or you can't, we'll be broadcasting, but we'd love to make that place rock this weekend because it is a local crosstown rival. They might travel some people. So
the energy was really high in the building last night, and so I hope to see that same energy. They lost by Nelson to Nelson at Nelson by 1 on a buzzer beater, perhaps by 2 on a buzzer beater either way, and they also lost by three on a buzzer beater. So he hit a 3 at the buzzer when it was a tie game. That's what happened. And then the Park, another crosstown rival who's an NAIA school, beat Justice by 1 with Justice having the chance to hit the buzzer beater. It rimmed out. So they've had a couple really close games to some of these local teams that are our rivals, our geographic rivals. So,
and if I'm not mistaken, Nelson is dual enrolled, are they not? NCCAA and NAIA, or are they just purely NCCAA?
That's a good question.
They may not be, but I remember in the national tournament last year, a lot of the teams we played were dual enrolled.
I think
And
Ottawa
so maybe
is
Nelson
dual
doesn't.
enrolled.
Could be, but Ottawa was a big win because they are known more as the NAIA. They play the NAIA schools more than schools like Justice.
I don't believe we've ever beat Ottawa.
I don't think so. And like you said, the last one was a 30-point beatdown or whatever. So to come back and win was huge. And the guys are gelling together. That's what I noticed watching your broadcast. They seem to know where each other are on the court and all that. So they're doing well out there. We're excited. Lots of action this last week. Lots more coming up this week. One of these days we'll get a breather, but Matt will get to go home and spend some time at home and just relax. But I don't know. It's been fun at the same time. We love doing it.
It's been a lot of fun. I think we talk about this a few times. Like we've dreamed of getting to do these kind of things. And I think the thing I'm enjoying the most is getting to really celebrate these student athletes and give them love, give them publicity, but also just celebrate with them on their accomplishments, get to celebrate with them when they win, pat them on the back when they lose, like these kind of things. I don't know if I was thinking how fun it will be just to be around these programs, and they've been great. And the coaches have been very hospitable to us, giving us a chance to highlight their athletes as well. So it's been a blast. It has been a busy season, but it's been a blast, and love doing these games with you, man.
I'm looking forward to we're starting to see more and more viewership as well. I mean, not only local, but I feel like we're delivering something to the other team's fans as well. I mean, we love it when our team goes on the road and we can still watch. So Justice wasn't able to provide that until this year. And we're getting, baseball had something like 500 views on it during the game the other day, and basketball's getting a few hundred views during the game. I mean, it's people wanted it. So I'm glad we're here to have this fun and, like you said, celebrate with the guys. So
that's it.
Any other closing thoughts before we let you go to bed and get out of the kitchen that you're standing in?
Just if you are local, get out there and keep supporting the Lions, even if you are not. If you're a parent of an athlete, for sure, we get it. We get your loyalty. But students and friends of students, support the other sports as well. I thought it was kind of interesting. I had this funny thought when I realized what all was going on around us in the Valley last night. But we have that big win against Ottawa, literally a mile and a half from where we have a Perry great having his number retired in the Perry gym almost at the exact same time. All of the Oklahoma City Thunder were there for J-Dub's number retirement. And I'm like, man, what a lot going on down Queen Creek Road last night.
You didn't run down Queen Creek Road and ask him for a cameo on the broadcast with you?
We should have just invited them to come watch the Justice game. They would have seen some good basketball.
I hear that SGA is hurt, so maybe he could just come and do color commentary for you while he's here,
Next time we'll think of that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we're excited. We'll see you guys after this week. And thanks for tuning in to the podcast. If you don't already, please subscribe to this podcast and also subscribe to YouTube and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Prof G and Shively. And we will check you out next time.
Peace.
We're not using the video, Matt. You can't do peace into the video. You have to say it.
That was for you, bro.
That was for me. Peace.
Peace.